Hello, Jonathan Rayo here with Simplified Guitar, and today I'm reviewing a Zager guitar, specifically the ZAD80CE. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Zager guitars, you're not alone. I was also. Now, at the time of releasing this video, I don't have very many product reviews on my channel, and that's because I only review products that I actually use. But when Zager contacted me about trying out their guitars, I was intrigued by their claim to have easy-to-play guitars, and I wanted to try them out to see how easy they truly are to play and to see if they're worth the price tag to help all of you make a better, more informed decision. Now, when the company first contacted me, I had never heard of them, and I must say, my first impression was not the best. The website felt like it was stuck in the 90s, and the videos looked like they were recorded on a mobile phone, and all the claims of fame seemed too good to be true for a guitar that I'd never heard of. I nearly brushed them off until I finally found some really good players using and liking the guitars, which made me decide to at least give them a shot. So they sent me this ZAD80CE to try out, and I've been playing around with it for the past 2 months. Now, before I share my thoughts on the guitar, let's look at the specs from the top down. The headstock comes with gold-colored Grover tuners, and the Zager's neck has custom string spacing, giving slightly more space between the strings, and a custom soft metal fret design. Both of these features are aimed to make the guitar more playable. The Dreadnought body comes with a rosewood back and solid cedar top with a thinly applied finish to allow for more resonance and a deeper bass response. The Fishman electronics is on board, allowing you to plug and play through an amplifier or PA system. The Fishman also has a built-in tuner, which I've found extremely helpful. The nut and saddle are made from hand-carved bone, and the abalone and pearl inlays on the body and fretboard really make this guitar something you want to have on display and not locked up in its case. And speaking of the case, any Zager guitar you order comes with the Pro ABS ultralight molded case with a built-in digital humidity system. All in all, this guitar is made with all high-quality parts, and that's very clear when you get one in your hands. Now, let's talk about the tone. An Indian rosewood body is definitely reserved for more of the high-end guitars. The tone of this guitar is very rich and full, but I will say it's a bit brighter than I was expecting, and that's probably due to the fact that it's brand new. The good thing about these high-end woods that are on these guitars like this, they're only going to sound better with time. I'll go ahead and play through some sample songs using both a condenser mic and also another version plugged in so that you can hear both versions, the system, the electronic system, how that sounds in a recording, as well as just the guitar itself using a condenser mic. To me, playability is what really separates the higher-end guitars, and Zager's big selling point is that they have easy-to-play guitars. So what is it about the Zager that makes it easier to play? Well, as I mentioned earlier, there's the custom string spacing on the neck, as well as the soft metal fret design. Not really sure what that means. But beyond that, the neck itself has a custom design, and the body has a custom bracing system that allows for a bit of give in the face, reducing the tension when pressing down on the strings. And on top of that, Mr. Zager himself still works on each guitar personally, one at a time, setting and leveling them before shipping them out. Now, does all of that actually make a difference? What do I think? Well, this guitar does have fantastic playability. I will give them that. I did further adjust the truss rod after I got it because I'm a soft player, and that made an even bigger difference. The strings do seem more pliable than other guitars, and I'm not sure if that's Zager's proprietary strings that come with the guitar, or if it's all of the other features that I mentioned before to enhance playability. Whatever it is, there does seem to be a noticeable difference. And when comparing it to other high-end guitars like a Taylor or a Martin, the difference is minor, but there is a difference. So here's a recap of my pros and cons for the ZAD80 CE. Let's start with the things I did like. Zager guitars are not well known. In fact, none of my musically inclined friends had ever even heard of them. Although brand prestige is not directly related to quality, we do tend to lean more towards popular brands as if they're going to give us some magical talent. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I was not very impressed with Zager's marketing. Although we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, first impressions are very important, and I was nearly pushed away from Zager by its ancient website and cheap videos. However, after getting to know the brand now and having played one of their instruments, I can say that the quality of their website doesn't reflect the quality of their instruments. Although I don't know Mr. Denny Zager and the team personally, my assumption is that they're a small, family-owned company that's focused on one thing: making quality guitars. And they haven't spent the time or the money on fancy marketing. And maybe this is how they want it to stay. There does seem to be a strong following of Zager guitar fans out there if one searches for them, and that may be all the marketing they need. On the same topic of marketing, the fact that Zager includes the tagline "Easy Play Guitars" in their branding makes their guitars feel cheap, like something you'd find on the shelves at Walmart. All of these things on my cons list initially gave me bad vibes about Zager before I had even touched one of their guitars. It took me a bit to get past all of these things, but once I did and actually got one of their guitars in my hands, I was able to move on to my pros list. This guitar is beautiful to look at with the gloss finish and abalone and pearl inlays. The high quality materials makes this a durable and long-lasting guitar. Not to mention those same materials help give this guitar a top-notch total quality as well. The playability is up there with the top and most expensive guitars I've ever played. Guitars up to twice the price of this Zager. Now, one of the perks of any Zager guitar you get is that they all come with a bunch of extra accessories as well, like the Zager Pro ABS case that we talked about earlier, as well as a lifetime lesson library package, a year's worth of Zager Easy Play custom guitar strings, their Pro carbon guitar picks, a hand-stitched padded leather embossed strap, and a custom capo as well. Now, one of the unique things about the Zager guitars is that they all come with a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee, including the cost of shipping both ways. Now, I've never seen another guitar company do this, and this really helps when trying to make decisions about high-end guitars, because you really need to try these guitars out before you commit to these high price tags. Zager seems to understand that by offering this 30-day risk-free guarantee, and that's a big plus for me. I've really enjoyed this Zager, and I'm definitely going to be using it in some of my song tutorials on my channel in the future. And the fact that it's a couple of $1,000s cheaper than some of the other high-end guitars like Taylor or Martin makes it something that I feel is at least worth a try. If you'd like to get your hands on one of these to try out, you can use my link in the description down below or up there in the information card to get $100 off any of the Zager guitars you order. Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.